this is Shamela. So I was betwixt and between deciding whether I'm going to do a Facebook Live or do a pre-recorded session, because this box has been eyeing me for at least 3 months, I think. I took the plunge after I emphatically said your Maker 3 is fine. You do not need another machine. And the want to need took over, and yeah, we did actually invest in one. And I say invest because it brings me so much joy. I must admit, Vishal and I are no longer Cricut ambassadors. We have been put on the retired list. The one good thing about it is I got my weekends back, but what I really miss is the interaction with the people that we met while we were ambassadors. We met some of the most amazing people. It was a privilege to be on board for the time. I think I was an ambassador for 4 years, and I really enjoyed my time with Cricut. But as they say, all good things come to an end. But let me not talk about everything else. Let's talk about what's in this box. I'm going to flip my camera and then we can see. Okay, I'm back. So I'm doing this with my phone, and to get this whole box in without moving the camera around is going to be a bit difficult. So it says 15-minute guided setup, then start making with included materials. I took off the little tape and I cut it already. So let us open this box and see what is inside. I might just knock the camera, and if I do, I'm so sorry. So let's bring this down and push that back. Oops, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so inside we have your Cricut setup. So there's a QR code there, and that's just a bit of packaging. Let's open this up, and inside you have your user guide, you have some cardstock, you have a pen, you have some removable vinyl. In what color is this? So it's all black, all removable, and then we've got some smart iron-on, and we have transfer tape. So this is regular transfer tape, and you will know it is because it's got a gray grid. And then you get strong grip, which is used for other materials, and that is purple. How you know whether you have iron-on or permanent or removable vinyl is that the iron-on is plain at the back, and the permanent and removable, the removable has a gray backing and the permanent has a green backing. So that is that. Some samples, pen, cardstock, and a setup guide or user guide. I don't think any of the other machines came with a user guide, so that's cool. Now we have to see what's inside. Right, I am going to lift this and move the box. Hopefully I can do that. Inside the bottom of the box is, this is one of the cords. There are two sets of plugs in here. So the one with the 3-prong is not used here. We use the 2-prong one, so you probably need those two. And I'm sure you need this. Yeah, you must have a power adapter. I wasn't sure I like this color, guys, so right, bring that back. The beautiful thing about all Cricuts is that it comes completely wrapped, and that means you are the first person to touch your Cricut. Of course, unless you're buying a used second-hand one, which I don't recommend, because unless you're buying it from like a reputable person that has cared for it well, make sure it's a legitimate sale. There's so much fraud going on online. So you have to take off the plastic. And when I saw the color of the new machine online, I was not a fan of it, I have to admit. But seeing it in real life, it's not too bad. It's definitely something I can get used to. Right, recycle. Let's open it up. And like all Cricuts, when I opened my first maker, I was so in awe when this whole thing opened up all by itself. Inside here is a piece of foam that holds everything in place, so you've got to remove that. And then of course we have the premium fine point blade that's already installed, and all you have to do is to plug this baby in. So let's see. Just undoing the wire. Okay, so this is your I think it's called an adapter or whatever, that goes in there. This one goes into your machine, and the other side goes into the power, because it is your plug that goes into the power. So let me plug that in and see if it will go on. There we go. And on she goes. So I need to open up Design Space so we can follow the step-by-step prompts to get this baby going. Hi there. So I'm back, and I have to say that I struggled with my laptop to get it to connect to the Maker 4. And with the result, I could not record the process because I used my phone to actually update the firmware and register the machine, etc. The reason why, I think, is because my laptop is just too old. The reality is the Maker 4 is advanced technology. Oh my word, I did manage to cut with it. I cut what we call medium cardstock. And I did a write and cut in a simultaneous instruction there. I did cut vinyl. Let me tell you, this thing is amazingly fast, eh? It is super fast. Way faster than the Maker 3. And I mean, if I have to, I don't have a Maker anymore, but if I have to put a Maker next to this thing, it's going to look like ancient technology. The downside for people like me is if you have an old laptop or an old desktop, the probability of the Maker 4 connecting to it, I don't know if it's going to work, because my laptop is a pretty old MacBook, and I'm just assuming that my technology it's not compatible. I don't know. Maybe my hard drive is full. I don't know. It could be that. but then I'm not technically inclined. I just want things to work. I just want to open the lid and switch it on and it must go. So I did have a little bit of frustration when it wouldn't work earlier today. And that's why I tried my phone. So word of caution, if you do have an older laptop that you're planning to use with your maker, before you buy one, Cricut does have what would you call that, the system requirements on their website for you to actually check what you need to make your machine work. So you can't blame them. They are giving you all the information. It's up to you to actually make or do the investigation to make sure that you have the necessary equipment to make it work. I prefer working on a laptop because I can see the full screen and I have to think 2 and 3 times before I actually work on my phone, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And what happens to me is I'm just like, now where's edit, where's this, where's that? Whereas on my laptop, I see the whole screen, I can see everything, and it's easier for me to navigate. Also, my eyes are not great, and so I have to keep zooming in and zooming out. Age, yeah, we won't even go there. But all in all, guys, I love it. I'm not sorry I bought it. At least my iPad, hopefully, touch wood, because my iPad isn't that old. My iPad should work, and my phone still works. So I'm going to try and get an adapter for my laptop so that USB cable can fit in there, and I'll come back to you and let you know if it works. And hopefully, if that does work, then we're good to go with the laptop again, and I can see the full screen. But yeah, until next time, I hope this was useful. See you in cyberspace. Bye now.